Yo, salute everyone. Salute. What's good? Knicks Real Talk. Pre-game show, Battle of the Borough. New York Knicks versus the Brooklyn Nets at the world most famous arena tonight, 7:30. Go down there and try to get it popping, man. Boy, we are losing games left and right. We need to try to get a victory somehow, some way to get this thing going, man. We really need this one tonight. So let's hope we can get it popping today, man. I'm looking forward to a game, man. We just haven't been able to get it popping. It's been tough, man, losing last 5 out of 6 games. It's not good, but, you know, we just got to try to fight another day and get this thing going, man. And I'm really, I don't know what to say, man. You know, Mr. Optimistic here, but it's looking kind of abysmal right now for our team, man. We just not really find a way to win on the defense end. Offense been playing pretty good, but the defense just not giving us what we need down here to hold it down. Seems like we done lost that grittiness, that passion to play on the defense side of the ball. We're going to get into all that and break it all down on the Knicks Real Talk 1 year anniversary, man. I'm in here for a full year. Thank you for all you guys participating. When you talk, I'll give you guys your flowers at the end of the show. But thank y'all for joining the show today. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody out there, wherever you at. Hope y'all had a great day. Y'all ready to get in here to get it popping with me, man. And me and Shop Powers and everybody get in the building in a minute. We're going to talk about the game tonight, break down all that stuff, man. Just go over everything, man. It's been, like I said, a tough week for us. Haven't really had a chance to really get it popping on to win any game, man. We had some great opportunity to get back up in that race, but it seemed like we losing and the other teams losing, man. We never took advantage of these opportunities when Atlanta was losing, when Charlotte was losing, when the Wizards was losing. It just wasn't there, man. Salute, Will, appreciate it, my brother, real talk. But we're going to keep it grinding, man. Let me get and break everything down so we can get Sharp Powers in the building. We can get into it and everything. Let's start with the starting lineup for the New York Knicks tonight. Same thing, man. Kemba Walker at the point guard, shooting guard, Evan Fournier, small forward, Alex Burks, power forward, Julius Randle, and center, Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson playing some great basketball. Shoot to you, Mitchell Robinson. For the Brooklyn Nets, Patty Mills at the point guard. Steph Curry, small forward, Bruce Brown, power forward, Kisler Edwards, and center, Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond and Curry came over in that trade with the Ben Simmons and Harden trade, so they under the Nets right now. So that's what they do. Injury report for us today. R.J. Barrett is out, sprained ankle. Noel is out, left knee sort of. Derrick Rose still out with the ankle surgery. Hopefully he'll be back after the All-Star break. For the Brooklyn Nets, they supreme talent on an injury report today. You got Kevin Durant out, MCL sprain. Ben Simmons out, complication reconditioning. Joe Harris out, ankle surgery. Kyrie Irving out, ineligible to play because of COVID. And that's what it is, man. So that's what the report is. Let's get in here and get it popping. Let me bring my man Shop Powers in the building with me, man. We can get it going, man. Salute to my man Shop Powers. Shop Powers, what's good, my brother?
To you, Divine, on your 1 year anniversary. Much love and respect.
Thanks,
Salute to the chat. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. We're here, man. Knicks had a game the other night, overtime. Went down to OKC, came in the building. Gerard Giddey ran them up. Terrence Mann ran them up. It was a tough night all over. We took it to overtime. Couldn't prevail, man. We had a lot of turnovers at the end of the game anyway. We played a good game all the way through, man. But with them guys, man, our defense just didn't come through for us. Shot Powers. Giddy, which they seem like these guys come in Madison Square Garden and they just find a way to get it popping up there, man. And that's what I'm disappointed, most disappointed about, that we letting these guys come in here who not even having good overall season all the way through, and they find a way to come in New York and Madison Square Garden and light it up. It just disappointing right now from that perspective.
New York, big city of dreams, man. You come over here in New York and you shine forever, man. So
For real.
that's but that's what these guys do, man. They come in here and they get it popping. This team was a under average team, man. They had 17 wins. These guys looked like they were uh, prime for a playing or something like that. The way they were playing, and we played great for 3 quarters. We did everything that we needed to do, and then it just slowly they start chipping away, they start hitting shots. The defense got a little lackadaisical, and they came back. We made it to the overtime, and my man Tibbs, Tibbs, my man Tibbs, boy. Um, it is what it is, man. I mean, it was another tough loss, man. Another one that we have always talked about this whole year is a couple of games, recent games that all been tough losses, man. So we just got to bounce back, man. We got 4 hard games coming up, man. And out of these next 4 games, this one game before this is I think the last game before the All-Star break, and those 3 games right after the All-Star break is going to really tell us where we're gonna go and how we're gonna be, man. We gotta pull together 4 wins, man. We need to get out of this -8 spot, right? I mean, this negative 8 losses, man. We gotta chip into those losses, man. We gotta get closer to being 500 in these next 20 something games, or that's it, man. Or that's it.
Yeah, man. Just so disappointing because one thing we always pride ourselves on in New York is our defense.
Facts.
And now, I've been saying that to the cows come home. Like, defense win it all, man. Our defense is just not there. And what I'm just disappointed about, that we got some guys on the court who could play defense for us, like the Deuce McBrides of the world, guys like that who can literally play defense. And I'm just disappointed that he's not getting that opportunity to come in here and help us get this thing going. And it's a tough situation. In the next 4 games, like you said, we got Brooklyn tonight, we got Philly twice, and Miami. And then the next 4 games, I'll tell you whether the season over or not. You know what I mean? I really believe that, man. And I think that's going to be the tale of it all. To find out what we're going to do, what we're going to be in these next 4 games, man. Because if we don't do nothing in the next 4 games, and they guys start winning that, it's pretty much a wrap. Then I think what we do then is just get in and say, you know what, play all the young guys, let them close out the season, and get them experience, Shop Howard, because it's just like it's tough when you're not winning. And the team that you fighting against, they're not winning, but you're not gaining no ground because you're not winning. So it's a little disappointing in that aspect because even though the Hawks won last night, they lost the night before we lost. Charlotte lost, we lost. The Wizards lost, we lost, and we could have took advantage of opportunity, man. We have been sitting up there pretty much in the play-in, but it went the opposite way. Like I said, defense ain't there. And I think when a lot of negativity start hitting the atmosphere, guys, you start questioning Tibbs, you start questioning our players. I wonder if it's starting to catch up to them as well, Shaw Powers, whereas, they hear it all out there, man. And it's probably, the All-Star break came around, you thought once the trade deadline, you thought once that had bypassed, maybe they'd come back down to earth and get focused. But it just seemed like it's just not there, man. It's something wrong there, and it's kind of disappointing for me. Your mic.
Thank you. One of the best things that's going to happen right now, over this All-Star break, I think they'll be off about 8 to 10 games, 8, 9, 10 games, something like that. It'll have a chance for Mitchell Robinson to feel better, get some relaxation from that back and that foot injury. RJ should be ready to get it popping, and by the end of the All-Star break. Hopefully we'll have D Rose back by the right after the All-Star break. All Everybody will get a chance to relax. Everybody have a chance to just chill out for about 9 games or so, and hopefully they could re-energize themselves. Hopefully they could get back together and have a big powwow and let it out if they haven't already, but maybe have a big powwow and be like, listen, man, out of these next 20 something games that we got left, we got to win at least half of them. I mean, we got to win at least half, a little bit more than half to even have a fighting chance of getting the into the 10th spot. So let's see what happens, man. I'm optimistic every day, man. Even though they deflate me, even though they deflate me, I'm optimistic every game the Knicks play.
Yeah, real talk. 24 games left. It starts tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, they out a lot of players, but they know what it's going to show you how deep that team is to be out. Kyrie, Durant, and the guy that not eligible, Joe Harris, and them. They still got some good players
Simmons.
down there.
Hmm.
Yeah, Ben Simmons. They still got a good team down there. But we just got to try to get a win, man. I think it got to start tonight at the Garden. We got to go down in the Garden tonight and see how bad you really want to be in this thing. This game tonight to tell you they really want to be in the shot powers. I really believe
Facts.
it. This is going to tell you the Knicks still believe they can. They could. You can see they still can compete. If they go down tonight and their energy is pretty much deflating, I would say, then it might pretty much tell you they probably either gave up on the season. So tonight is a big game from that standpoint where is the Knicks going to give up on the season tonight? Or they said we need to win this one going into the All-Star break, come out of the All-Star break, try to catch lightning in a bottle, try to hope RJ back, hope D Rose be back and see if we can make a run at this thing. Because if you don't, and it needs to me, got to start tonight. They need this win tonight in the worst way. I really believe that, man. Because we got a daunting schedule coming up after this here, man. We going on the West Coast for like 6-7 games, playing a lot of good teams, high teams that's in the playoffs, over 500 records, and things of that nature. Salute, Fabian, salute. So it's really going to be interesting to see, man, that how they respond tonight. Do they respond with a sense of urgency on both sides of the floor? And they really believe that they still could be in this thing. That's really the only thing really they're going to tell the story tonight, how they play tonight, how they're going to come out here and respond in home court against the crosstown rivals with a chance to win a game to go to the All-Star break. They need this win tonight in the worst way, and if not, it's going to be like that Oklahoma City. I really believe that. I thought that was pretty much the tip of the iceberg, but maybe I was feeling that way because we lost that night. We should have won that game, just like we should have won that Portland game. Sometimes when you lose like that, it's deflating. Then you start feeling some type of way, like, man, this is crazy. But like I said, it ain't over till it's over. But tonight, man, it's going to be a big challenge for us, man, to go down there and try to get this W in a Mecca tonight, man, and bounce back for real.
Yeah. I mean, I'm optimistic, man. Right now, this is a team, Brooklyn, that doesn't have their all stars, and this is a game that we should be able to kind of come in there and snatch a win tonight. This should be a game that we come in and we play some good defense. Now, aside from Kyrie being out and Durant being out and Simmons being out, the team that they form right now is a solid team, man. A couple of guys that came over in their trade that could play some ball, man. So we really got to pay attention to what we do tonight and how we play these guys, man, because we need Mitch to be dominant against this boy. I forgot his name so quick, and Andre Drummond. We need Mitch tonight to play good against Andre Drummond because that's going to be a big watch tonight. So aside from everything else, man, I did hear. I'm not 100% sure. Did you say Kimber was starting, right?
Yeah, at least that's what's put out there for a lot of reports. They had him in the starting lineup on certain blogs and certain people where I get my information from. They had him
Right.
starting tonight. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, I did hear he may have some knee issues tonight, but I don't know. That was only like from one. I was watching some stuff. I don't. So he might have some knee issues or something like that. So let's see what happens. Even if the one good thing, if he doesn't play tonight, that may I don't want to say Deuce ain't getting no minutes, man, but that may push Burks into the starting lineup.
Mm-hmm.
That may push Burke in the starting lineup, and we get to see Reddish and Obi play maybe a little bit more significant minutes. Maybe that might happen, Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens, man. I believe they can win this game, man. I believe they can win this game with some good defense and the way they've been pushing that pace, man. They've been playing good ball for 1, 2, 3 quarters, man. And I don't know, man. It gets down to that crunch time. This is another thing when I must say, um, we need a finishing point guard. We need a point guard that can put the ball in people's hands and make them score, and can also be a threat scoring. Without having that point guard, everybody can score the ball, man. But our point guards are not right now are not coming through for us in the clutch, man. They're not finishing for us. They're not making the right passes for us. They're not scoring. So that's what one of the big things I hope they do this year.
Yeah. And it is crazy because we've been lacking that in that department for all year, man.
Hmm.
I said Kemba didn't really have a chance to really pop in New York like he wanted to, like we thought he could. I know a lot of people didn't expect too much because of the needs, and that pretty much it is reality now. You know what I mean? He really didn't. He wasn't able to give us what we thought he can give us for the $9 million that he signed for. I understand why. Though I'm disappointed that we don't get the McBride. I know McBride is not a penetrating point guard, so I kind of get it. Tibb like point guard that go downhill. That's really not his forte. But man, right now we need his defense though. We need McBride defense in the worst way. Our offense is playing good. Even on the West Coast, we were scoring over 100 points or something like that. But
Hmm.
our defense is giving up too much, man. And I think we just lost our identity over the last month, man. We was ever since that Cleveland game, we 97, 95. We was bringing the heart on the defense. But and I know a lot of us, we always say, man, the Knicks not scored. But when we score a lot of points, we giving up a lot of points. And y'all guys know me. I always used to say, man, if you score 105 and the other guy score 107, I guess it doesn't matter. And then to make it even more worse, the turnovers. Like the last game, Julius Randle 7 turnovers. You had a triple double, but your triple double seemed minute because you had 7 turnovers and a couple of turnovers at the key possession in the game where we could have probably either got close or won the game. So it's kind of deflating in that aspect. You know what I mean? In that aspect, man. Because we getting a triple double out of me playing good numbers, but at the same time, at the end of the game, the pace slows down. The ball's not moving like it should be, and I think that when we playing with that pace, like you said, I was so happy coming on that West Coast trip that we were playing with a lot of pace, and that was your pet peeve. The Knicks need to play with pace, and we started playing with pace, but our defense was starting to slack. You know what I mean? And I always said with that, it's never a knock on the players, man, but it's just about what's best for the team. I just think that Kemba Walker, because he's with him and Fournier been trying to play a little better, but I think that point guard is tough, man, because there's just them cats. Like you look at when Mitchell go out the game. I went to call you the other night when Mitch went out that game. I was like, man, look at these cats going in that hole. They just running up. I was about to call you right there, Shop Howard. I was about to call you like Shop Howard. Didn't I tell you every time Mitchell go out the game? Them cats just running up in that hole. You know what I mean? Salute to my man Sam Holt. Salute, fam. Salute to the Knick family. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody, man. Welcome aboard, man. Like I said, Knicks got a game tonight at the world most famous arena. 7:30 against the Brooklyn Nets. The battle of the borough. We're gonna get it popping. But we gotta try to rebound, man. We gotta try to get a win, man. We need a win. I mean, real talk. We need a win. I don't care how you get it. We need a win. And I got to salute all of us, man, on this downtime in New York. It's really down in New York basketball right now, Chop. How we not winning. The atmosphere is just not feeling good. We want coaches fired. We want players. And it's just hard, because we're not winning. And, so we just got to hope we need a win tonight against Brooklyn, man. We need to let Brooklyn know that no matter what, we still New York Knicks. This is New York Knicks town. And New York Knicks state, it always will be. So I'm hoping that they're going in and get it popping tonight.
Yeah, Divine, man, you ain't lying, man. The other day when they took Mitch out of that lineup, man, these guys, it looked like it was just like no cars on the highway. You just want to do like 90. That's how fast these guys is moving, man. These guys is moving right to the hole, man. So you see, you really can see what Mitch means to the team, man. And we need to get someone to help Mitch, man. This year would have been, I coulda, shoulda, woulda, man. But I believe if we could have had Noel a little healthy this year, man, we could have held on a little tighter, man. We suffered at that. I mean, and don't let me rephrase that. We did suffer, but Taj played some ball this year. But Taj is an undersized big man. You know what I mean? Taj only like 6'9". He's an undersized big man. He does work. He gets busy. He knows the moves. He knows how to get his buckets. He knows how to place himself to grab rebounds. But he is still only 6'9", man. And we needed someone in there to battle with some of these guys that we played in the last couple of games. Aside from Mitch to solidify some of these wins. But once again, man, we just need to do some things, man. Tonight is gonna be a big night, man. We're gonna hopefully we see some changes in the lineup. Kimba's supposed to start. I ain't looked nothing up, but I said I seen some things out there. Maybe he might not. Let's hope let's hope he doesn't. Let's sit Kimba down and see what we can do, man. Put Burks in that starting lineup and let these young guys play this second half, man. If we could get Kimba to sit down today and put Burks in the starting lineup, we might have a chance of seeing a Deuce McBride. You know what I mean? We might could see a Deuce McBride and a IQ in the backcourt. You know what I mean? We might could see that.
Yeah. Hey, Will, I agree with you, man. You're right. Hey, Will, you're 100% right. To feel like we never got off the ground, man. You're 100% right, bro. Good one there, man. Good chat, Will. I agree with you 100%. Seems like we, even after that fight, we never got our footing, man. It just like, it was always, I think it's just one of them seasons with the COVID, the injuries, and everything. It's like we never got a chance to really get it going, get off the ground and get running. And I agree with you, Will. Thanks for that chat, man. But now it's to a point where it's, it's so like right now, a lot of guys they struggle a little bit, like quickly struggling real bad, right now. And here's a guy that we rely on these guys, and they struggling right now. You know what I mean? And not having RJ out, having RJ out is not helping. But I really do think that our defense should have been a staple of what we do. You know what I mean? And I wasn't gonna hold my head to that as a Knicks fan growing up, and remember the '90s Knicks, that defense, man, and the way they exemplify what New York is. I just don't think this team is exemplifying what New York is right now. You know what I mean? Shop Howard, the grittiness, the subway ride, the taxi cab driving, the going walking down the street. I don't know you, man. What the hell are you looking at? They not bringing that passion and that especially in the Garden. And I think that's what disappointing for me is that out of all this season, the thing that probably bothered me the most is the losing in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, man.
That is the killer, man. So I think that's what makes the season so kind of crazy for me as a fan and a content creator. I'm more as a fan and passionate I am about the Knicks, man. Orange and blue to the day I die. You know what I mean? I told my wife when I pass, you got to put a Knicks something in my casket, whatever. You know what I mean? And just to see that the way it's going on, and I think he got an echo somewhere. The way it's going on. It's just disappointing, man. With that grittiness, man, we losing that grittiness, that the staple of New York City, what New York City represent. And I just think that I don't think this team, like last year, team did. That's why last year I named them the New York City Gritty Committee, because they was gritty last year. Elva Payton was gritty, Bullock was gritty. Them cats was going hard, but this year we lost that grit, man. And I just don't think we have it this year. And like I said, when you give up the many points a game, I just think like defense wins championships. Like I said, you score 105, but you give up 110, but it didn't make no difference how much you score because they outscored you. And I think we just got to get back to the basics, man. But maybe we just don't have the players to play defense like that, Shaw Powers, New York. Maybe that's why we are this losing thing, because sometimes when you're losing the way we're losing, a good defense game can turn out and stop that whole thing. But I think we're not doing it.
Yeah, what defense does is shut you down. You know what I mean? And we haven't shut any teams down, man. A couple of months back, we were keeping teams under 100. These last couple of games that we played, I think almost every team was every team was over 100. So it just we need to get our defense popping. Excuse me, we need to get our defense popping, man. And excuse me, and I don't know what to say about it, man. We played great first couple of quarters, man, and there's something just clicks into the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. I don't know what just happens, man. I just don't know.
Yeah. And it's a tough spot for us to be in as an organization. I'll tell you why. And like this season, it's enough blame to go around for everybody. It's not, it's the front office for bringing in the certain guy they brought in. is Tibbs for the way you got your guys might feel he coaching the team, not making adjustments, just like D Nice said. It's enough blames on Tibbs as well. It's a lot of blame on the players for getting these crazy turnovers, for not competing hard, not shooting free throws good. So I think from top to bottom, it's just been a disappointing outcome this year. We thought we wanted better from the team, but it's just so far it's just been disappointing because from the top down, it just nothing connected. You know what I mean? And bad luck here, injuries here, COVID here, but somehow players didn't step up the way we thought they was. And I think it's a result of the reason why we are where we at right now, on the outside looking in. And I'm really, I'm not overly disappointed, but I am to a degree because I just thought that this team was gonna be better than that. But we just got to keep it moving, man. Yeah, okay, I got you. But yep, it's just what the way it is right now. But that's all right. We got to go in there tonight and try to get a W. And because you look at it, we got 24 games left. And that just, we got to try to win. We got to be over 500 in these games, man. We got to try to pull together something. But the schedule is pretty tough, man. I just don't know. I just don't know if we're going to be able to recuperate from that. You know what I mean? I really don't. I just think that if they don't get it together on the defense end and do something with that point guard spot, ever since they benched Kemba, I think that might have thrown a monkey wrench in the way the team operated. Shot powers when they had benched Timber, took him out of rotation. I wonder if that made people feel some type of way. And, but after that, though, we did go 8-3. We kind of turned it around, recovered from it. But then next thing you know, Kemba comes back in, and that's it.
I mean, I don't believe we won a game since Kemba has been a starter in the last 8. How many games he started? The 10, last 7, 10. I don't. So I don't know how many games we won with Kemba, and I think they got a niche of it the last game when Kemba was. I don't remember seeing Kemba in the fourth quarter. So, maybe that. Maybe he might have a flared knee tonight. Hopefully, or something. I mean, I'm not hoping nothing for him to be hurt, but maybe he might want to sit down before the All-Star break or something like that and say his knee is sore. So, I mean, I'm not pointing no fingers, but we need a point guard, man, and it's evident that we need a point guard right now. And and only real point guard that we really have on the team right now is the guy that we're not seeing. And Tibbs is playing a lot of players, man. He's been playing a lot of our rookie guys, man. The only guys that we really rarely see is Sims and Deuce. Those like the only 2 guys that we really don't really get 5 minutes, 3 minutes, something just to put them in instead of putting them in the fourth quarter if we losing or something like that. So I hope tonight that we have a change in the lineup, and hopefully we could probably see a little bit of Deuce tonight.
Yeah, I think it would be nice, man. Like I said, I think sometimes you need that young energy. Sometimes you just got to bring young energy in there and change it up. And I understand, how Tibbs, I understand his thinking process, but sometimes you got to be able to change it up, though. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's hard to say you can't teach an old dog new tricks per se, but sometimes Tibbs got to say, you know what? Let me bring in this guy. Let him play. Because I'm going to tell you one thing I like. Even though Julius Randle had a good game the other day, Obi Toppin was playing good. And I was like, Tibbs, don't sub him out. He was playing good, man. You know what? But he subbed him out to bring Julius Randle in because Julius Randle had it popping. So that's what's so hard, man, because you want to keep Obi in there when he playing good. But it was like the 8-minute mark. I'm like, oh, Tibbs, won't you just leave him in a little longer and then bring Julius in later? But he after he took Julius Randle on board, he took Obi Toppin back out and he put Julius in. And I just think that's what's so frustrating is that for Obi Toppin, it's like, man, when I am finally getting to go in that game, I know that I got to go out because Julius Randle got to come in. And it's just hard, man. It's just really disappointing that he can't get that burn that he need to, man. And like I said, they some guy taking advantage of that opportunity, like Grimes. He's taking advantage of opportunities. He's got to be the Knicks starter next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Quentin Grimes got to be a Knicks starter next year. So I don't know who you move on from, Fournier or whoever. I don't care, but Quentin Grimes should be starting for the Knicks next year.
Yeah, I mean he's been a shining light in all this if you want to say darkness, he's been playing ball, man. And he caught fire the other night, man. And the last couple of games he's been catching fire. And you see that he's catching fire because he's getting the minutes from Tibbs. He's really getting minutes from Tibbs, especially with his defense. This guy is definitely up in you. He's stealing balls. He's taking things away. He grabs rebounds. He fights for rebounds. He's proven. I mean, he's going to be a proven force in our years to come, man. And um, I it, we he's a bright light, man. I like Grimes a lot.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, I agree with D Cool 100%. And that's what's disappointing that he not seeing that. Tibbs not seeing that because you know you play the veterans and they not winning. You know what I mean? We playing up that guy, they not winning. So to me, like I said earlier, people thought I was insane when I was saying that Quentin Grimes played point guard for the Knicks. Not Quentin Grimes, I'm going to say McBride. Early, about almost right after, before the let's say close to the half season, I said, man, you might as well just let McBride play, let him be where Alfred Payton was with a better jump shot. I was like, why y'all not? People say start him. Listen, I had no problem starting McBride because he was our best chance at point guard to defend the other guy's point guard. He could facilitate the ball. We didn't need him to knock down a lot of shots. We just needed him to be that defense-minded guy and get the ball to these guys in the right spot. I think that would have made a big difference to me. And then let Randall, RJ, and Fournier be the main scorers. Have McBride and Mitch, one in the backcourt, one in the front court, that defense-minded. But it made the team a better defensive team. Because you look at it right now, our defense just ain't. That's what we lost this year. We had no grit on our team, man. It was no grittiness. You know what I mean? And I think that young man could at least provided a lot of them things where he slowed them down. And Chop Howard, I think you might do you got YouTube on or something?
Hold on.
Yeah, because
Now
I
I
said
got I got it all, but it's on zero.
okay.
I don't got nothing different. It's an echo on my side.
Now I don't hear it.
All right, maybe I'm sitting too
Yeah,
close to
but
the.
I thought, excuse me, everybody out there, I thought that he would have made a difference from that standpoint. Like I said, he could have provided some good defense. He could have got the ball to these guys in their spots and knocked it down. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. That's all we needed him to be. We needed him to be Alfred Payton. You know what I mean? And I think he could have delivered that. You know what I mean? I just thought the Kemba Walker thing was the wrong move for me, man. But it is it is what it is. We can't harp on too much of it because it's here and it's happening. But we got 24 games left, man. We got to find a way to make a major turnaround. But with this schedule, it's gonna be tough, Shot Powers. But I'm gonna keep my faith. I'm gonna keep believing that this team will crawl out of this thing, man. But let's see how the next 20. Let's see how the next 5 games go. It pretty much will tell you the season, the next 5 games for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we could have got Deuce in a little earlier too, man. Especially around the time when we sacked Kemba. That would have probably been one of the prime times to really implemented him into the lineup, man. Because I mean from watching him in the G League, man, he can assist and he can shoot the ball and he's a great defender. And I believe right now he could possibly do exactly what Kemba's doing right now, whatever amount of points Kemba is scoring. But I bet you, I think he could play probably a little better defense than Kemba right now. I'm almost positive he could probably get that amount of points, and that Kemba gets, and I think the defense would be a little better. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, don't sleep, man. 4 more games, Deuce McBride might be the starter. So
Mm-hmm.
don't sleep. I mean, we want to see Deuce, man. Hopefully, we don't see Deuce in a worse situation that we in right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. To me, it's time. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's about the plus minus, and even you know what? I think he would be a supreme. Let's put it like this here. He could have been another version of Frank because Frank might couldn't score, but Dad, you couldn't score on him. You know what I mean? So it would have kept the plus minus about the same. Yeah, you're not scoring a lot of points, but you're not giving up a lot of points. So it kind of balances out. With Kemba Walker, you're giving up a lot of points, but you're not scoring a lot of points. So it's two negatives. Where I think with Deuce McBride, he might not score a lot, but he's not giving up a lot. So it kind of keeps their plus minus to me pretty much even. Whereas, if you got somebody who can score but they're not scoring and their defense ain't good, that's a detriment. You know what I mean? Now
Mm-hmm.
two minuses there. And I just think they should have trusted that guy a little more, man, and trusted that young man a little more and gave him a little burn. You know what I mean? What like D Cool said, if I'm not saying earlier, what difference would it make right now? Our point guard, our veteran point guard, is not really giving us too much. So then that way, go ahead and give him some shine. Because think about how they beat us the other day. They beat us with energy.
Yep.
Terrence Mann, Josh Giddey, them, they beat the Knicks with energy because our veterans don't have the energy. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't let them cat do that. So I do think that's what the problem is that, they not matching the intensity and the energy of these young guys, man. They run past Kemba Walker, Fournier, and them. They try, but it just ain't enough.
Yeah, I feel both what you say, Nah and D. That sometimes, watching Tibbs with his rotations, I think about it sometimes too. Sometimes I don't put it on. I put it on Tibbs, and sometimes I put it on who's also on the court. But we sure should have had Deuce up in there a little bit more, man. Maybe we might see something tonight, man. Maybe we might be surprised and see some new star lineup, because the one thing that he would do is he'll give us some intensity, and he would he could come around the screen a little bit. First of all, he's not letting you. He's defending you all the way up the court, so it's going to be hard to set a screen on him to free him up. Where I see Kemba gets hit with a screen, the guy goes around the screen, the guy's open, Mitch is in trouble. Mitch got to step up and try to play some defense, or somebody has to come over and help out, and that's when a lot of stuff goes wrong. Let's see what happens, man. I'm Kemba, man. Great storyline. Happy to have him back, man. And hopefully, his career, he could decide what he's going to do with his career and how he's going to move forward and stuff like that. But to me, I don't believe Kemba's a starting point guard anymore in the league. I don't believe he's that same energetic, fast pace, taking a lot of charges like he used to. He used to get over the screen and the guy come in and he'll take the charge. That's how he beat you. But he doesn't do that much. He's not as quick and he's not as aggressive as he used to be. And that's how I feel about Kemba, man. I want to see Deuce McBride get some burn.
Yeah. I mean, that to me, and for a minute, for a little bit this year, Quickly was pressing the ball pretty good up and down the court. But now that he's not doing what he's doing, but you got to have guys that can do that, man. And like I said, that was like an Alpha Payton to me. Alpha Payton will get up in them point guard face, man, and try to pick him up at full court before they get over that half court line and pressure him all the way up the court. Not only does it run down the 24-second clock, by the time they get into they set plays, the clock is already down. Kemba Walker can't keep nobody in front of them, so they go from one point of from the back court to the front court. By the time they get across the front court, they still got like 20 seconds left. So it's kind of to somebody like McBride. I guarantee you, if McBride picks somebody up from the back court until they cross the front court, the shot clock will probably be down about to like 14, or at least get across the 8-second line. You'll be down like 16 seconds or whatever. It's just that their defense is gone, man. That's what I'm more disappointed about. And like I said, I'm just so disappointed in our defense, man. This is not how we Knicks play basketball, man. It's not. And this year, you remember everything went on last year. Top of the league in 3-point field goal percentage in defense. Top of the league in the field goal percentage. One of the top 5 defense in the league last year. This year we bring in players who don't play defense. Bang, the bottom fall out. Fall out, bro. It's like, so that's what I'm disappointed in more than anything, because I do believe that it's front office all the way down. Tibbs, the front office, the players, everybody gets the thumb down to a degree this year, because I think they shouldn't have brought in Kemba Walker. I think for the money you gave Fournier, $20 million, You could have got a really good two-way player for that type of money with defense. I mean, a two-way dude who could stretch the floor and knock down shots for 19 million. So I get that on the front office. I give Tibbs because Tibbs not understanding that sometimes you got to throw them young guys in there with energy. That really got a lot of energy. That's looking to really go hard. And when you hungry, you're gonna compete harder because the other guy don't compete hard. They're not hungry. Fournier got his money. He's not gonna compete hard. Kimba, even though he got his money, because even though they bored about OKC, he still got his money. He's not gonna compete hard. But that's why RJ's still young. He competes hard because he's still young. I think Obi would have competed hard. We would have gave him more time. But I just think that him being behind Julius was a detriment. So I do think Tibbs didn't allow the young guys to really, really, truly, when they got it going, just leave them in there. You know what I mean? Leave them in there. You know what I mean? But I understand, how he is. He's setting his way, but I think it'll change. Like I said, then you go to the players. So I think it's bad as to go around through the whole thing, top to bottom. The players, I mean, they stunk it up at the beginning of the year, and then they wait to the last minute to get it. So I just think overall that it was a bad year for the Knicks, man, so far.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely have some rough stretches, and we definitely we got something going on, man. We can't finish, and once we can finish the fourth quarter, I always run amok about saying the first and third quarters, the first and third quarters. Man, if we could do, I don't even care about the first and third quarters. We compete 1, 2, and 3 majority of the nights. We compete in the first 3 quarters. It's that fourth quarter in these last 10, 12 games that's really, really, really has been putting pressure on us, man. Not the last fourth quarter, and we don't have nobody that wants to win. I don't even want to say don't want to win. We don't have someone that has that finishing shot. That's that person. We give it to Julius, and Julius could do it some nights. We finding out that RJ has that in his arsenal, but we don't have someone that does it game in and game out. One of those guys like a Dame Lillard or a CJ McCullough. Those two guys that just came to my mind. Someone like that gets that ball. It's 2 minutes left. We need a basket, and we give it to him and get a basket. What's the guy in my all right, yeah.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, man. We need closers. We need legitimate closers. You know what I mean? We don't have a closer there, and our point guard situation is abysmal. Even with Alice Burks, he's not a pass first dude. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't understand that neither. Like he's not a pass first guy. He don't pass the ball first. He shoots first, and we need guys who can facilitate, can get the ball to these guys in the right spots. And we just don't have that right now in this team, man. So it's a bad look right now this year, guys. Like I said, I defend Tibbs for a lot, but at the same time, when you ain't good right now. Right now, I just think that him playing these guys the way they play them and not giving guys enough chance to grow to a degree. And me as a content creator, I'm not perfect, but I mean, I try to defend everything with rationale. You know what I mean? Don't forget the rationale right now. You need to sit Kemba Walker down. Just sit him down. The rest of the season, let's be real. Just sit him down. Get and throw like D Nice said. What you got to lose? Go ahead and sit Kemba Walker down. Go ahead and put McBride in there, and let him end out the rest of the year and see if he's going to be that guy that you want to keep on the Knicks moving forward next year. So this would be a good time to evaluate all the young guys now. Let them all get their burn so you know what you're going into the next season with. Number one, they get to develop for the rest of the year with 24 games, 20 games left. And then by the end of the season, you will see, okay, who I'm going to keep and who I might need to get up out of here. You know what I mean? So I think if we don't win we don't get this thing going pretty soon, maybe in the next 4 games, come out of All-Star break count tonight, maybe 5 games. If the Knicks is losing, it is a wrap. It's a wrap. You won't be able to defend that. And I just think that it's over. Call the season, sit them cats down, and let the young boys get their shine.
Yeah, I mean, next 4 games, man. And let me tell you this, Knicks fan. I know we sitting here I know we upset at how the Knicks been playing and stuff like that. But you know also what we do, man. I mean, what can happen? These Knicks sometimes just do things that amaze us, man. And I'm hoping for amazing right now. What I'm hoping for is amazing. I've seen the Knicks do it, and I've seen the Knicks do it at many generations. Sometimes the Knicks have amazement in them, and maybe these next 24 games, man, could be amazing. Maybe we could get something gel together and pull together a string of wins and make it interesting for the end of the year, man. I because the one thing that I don't want to happen is the Knicks start to strive and start winning games and miss the playoff, miss the play-in by one game, the play-in game, miss it by a half a game or something like that. That I don't want to happen. So I hope, like like we always say, Devon, like you say, lightning in a bottle, man. If we could catch some lightning in a bottle real quick, man, and win some positive games, man, we still in the race, man. We still have a chance right now. It's a lot of games with the teams ahead of us. I mean, with the teams that we're trying to pass, it's not many games. It's not many games, man. We got more games. We got more games than what what we need to pass these teams in front of us, man. So I'm optimistic, man. Break out Deuce McBride, man.
Yeah,
Break them out.
it's tough. We got the pilot. Yeah, I can't. I don't know where this echo coming from, man. I can't.
Yeah, I got everything the same, Devon. I ain't touched nothing. My YouTube on the TV is down. My
Mhm.
mic is low. My mic is low on my phone.
Okay, let me get out. Yeah, but you know what? For me, yeah, that's me, yo. Turn this down. Turn this down. I don't know, ladies and gents. I'm sorry about this. How that echo is coming. I'll figure it out in a minute. But for me, to be honest with you, we got the second toughest schedule in the league, the hardest schedule,
Mm-hmm.
and we going on the West Coast for 7 games. I just don't know how we're gonna be able to pull that off, man. And unless this team turn around to a 360, but the way that schedule is, and the teams we playing above 500 teams too, playoff teams. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna stay optimistic, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It really is gonna be tough, shop hours. Because and then, like I said, let me ask you guys, with the Kimball Walker, do you think it's time to bench him? What do you think, Sha?
I mean, I'm with sitting them down tonight and putting Burks into the starting lineup. That's how I want to put it. I mean, we sit down Burke, we sit down Kimba, we might win tonight. We start Kimba, it might be rough. I mean, the main reason why I said that, and only because of I mean, the last couple of games, but especially like the last game that we played. We played Kimba the first quarter. Maybe I think he came in the second half, and I don't remember seeing him too much the third and the fourth, especially not the fourth quarter. So if we're gonna do that now and lessen his minutes, I'm not sure how many minutes he has the last game. He might still have somewhere around 20 minutes, but if we could lessen his 20 minutes and split that up, with the guys that we got right now, or give 15 minutes to do something. I don't know. And another reason why it's so hard, man, because IQ is not playing well right now. Like IQ right now is on the slump of his NBA career, man. He is in the lowest of everything. That 23, 26 points. He's not scoring. The 3 pointers is 20 something points. So he's not doing much of anything. And if if we had a little more input from IQ, it could be possibly we might not be talking about this, like we would be. Like the other night, um, the last minute shot that they gave IQ, man, he was wide open and it was a good looking shot, man. He took a good looking shot and it looked like it was gonna go in. And those are the shots usually he hasn't been hitting no shots this year, really. Like his 3 pointer is down and he very rarely drives the ball to the hole. So you know, I would like to see Deuce McBride. real soon. Like I'm gonna keep saying that all night. Deuce, Deuce, Deuce. I'm gonna keep saying his name all night.
Yeah. It's time to let McBride get his burn, man. It's like I said. Yeah, it's definitely me, guys. I'm sorry, so I can figure this thing out. I apologize for that. Until we can figure it out, I just think you got to throw McBride in there, let him ride it out, let him play, bring some defense back to that lineup. And we need defense up in there now. I've been saying it all season. I know early in the season we were getting on Knicks about their offense. We need scoring. We need scoring. But man, now we got offense going. But look, our defense can't stop nobody. There's no way in the world you let Trey Man come in there, Terrence Man, whatever his
Man,
name is,
Terrence, man,
drop
yeah.
30 on us, Giddy with a triple double, and my man Beasley running them up. How you let that happen? How can you not stop these dudes, man? And that's where my problem is right there. Like y'all let these boys come up in Madison Square Garden and just go crazy. Where's your pride? Where's your sense of pride? Like you don't let nobody come and break in your house and steal your stuff. And that's what the Knicks are doing. They allow cats to come to Madison Square Garden and rob them, taking all their stuff, man. I'm like, come on. So and for me, as a long time passionate Knicks fan, I knew New York was about toughness. It was about toughness, and I just don't see that in this team. They too finesse. They're a finesse team, man. It's tough. It's crazy right now.
Yeah. These next 4 games, this game tonight will be a big showing of where we at and how we feel in our hearts, man. If these guys come out here tonight and just play play 3 good quarters and then blow it in the fourth quarter, this will be the after the break, we might see D Rose as a starting point guard or something like that. So let's see what happens. Excuse me.
Yeah. Let's see, man. So like I said, we at the end of the season, we know whether Ted's going to be here or not. We had one good win the season last year. Now you got a good losing season this year. I guess at the end of the day, if the fan base pretty much don't want him in here, then our team won't be here. You know what I mean? So, then we just gotta look for the next guy. You know what I mean? Hopefully the next guy, if that's what's gonna happen, he get released. And let's hope that the next coach come here and could do better. I just wish that either would. I wish it wouldn't have went the way it went. He put himself in some bad situation with his lineup. I think you really before 10-4 does his lineup. Man, losing D Rose played a major part in what we did this year as well.
Facts.
I mean, we cannot underestimate losing D Rose.
Noel as well.
Well, half season, he didn't even play the whole season. Things like that. And I do think the D Rose loss, Noel not playing, the Kemba Walker situation really put a dent in our season. You know what I mean? And I think we can't underestimate how important D Rose was to this team. When he went down, we went the other way. Kemba wasn't playing good. But I don't think when Deuce had that 15-9 game against Houston, I wish Tiz would have followed that up to him. That was the only thing I was disappointed about. When he had that good game against Houston, I'm like, man, he's 15-9. Tiz, why he should be playing the next game? Tiz didn't even play the next game. I was disappointed about that more than anything that Tiz did this year for me. Was that when Deuce McBride had that good game, you should have rewarded him. You should have rewarded him with how power he did. That's about the only one of the major reasons I felt bad about with Tiz, that he didn't reward that young man when he played that good game. You know what I mean? So it's tough right now to be in a young guy situation. But we'll see, man. We'll see how it's going to go with Tiz. The fan base is not too thrilled with him right now. It's understandable. So we'll see what the Knicks front office they do. They're going to let him go, or it's going to be his last year. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just so disappointing when coach of the year come back the next year, and all of a sudden, because we look like we want to go back to tank mode. I don't think that we were looking to do that. I don't think that we were looking. We didn't think that we were going to go tank mode this year. And knowing that the old school cat that he is, he just didn't adjust this year. I mean, he probably got the players he didn't want. Tibbs didn't want no Kenny Walker. Tibbs didn't want none of these guys, man. Tibbs drafted Grimes. He drafted Deuce McBride. For you not to be playing him tells me that's kind of crazy. You wanted these guys in the draft. You got him in the draft. Don't get me wrong, McBride doing his thing. I mean, not McBride, Sims is doing his thing. But overall, I think it's Tibbs and the team, man. You know what I mean? If you want to give him 90% Tibbs, 10% team, 70-30, I don't care about it. You got a whole lot of players accountable too. You know what I mean? Because they staying up and join as well. I mean, like I said, some of our guys is missing in action right now. But I think while they missing in action, you should still gain. I think the biggest thing for me, Shop Howard, is the McBride thing. I think that's the biggest thing for me is the McBride. Is that's the one. I thought that people thought I was crazy when I said they should let him start point guard for the Knicks. Well, now you know I said it. Cat, he could shut people down. You know what I mean? That's why I thought he should play because I know defense first in New York. That was our identity. Our identity was defense. That's what I and if that's your mentality and that's your calling card, Tim should say if his mentality is his calling card of defense, then there's no way McBride should not been playing for the Knicks. That's my only biggest thing right there with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, Divine. I think we should have seen some more minutes from Deuce, uh, especially when they bench Kemba. I really do think so. And another point is I think we should have seen a little bit more Sims, especially once Noel was being injured for so much. We could have split minutes between Sims and Taj. You know what I mean? Taj didn't need to play all those hard minutes that he played, but he's that as if you want to say veteran, that's that veteran we talk about that get a lot of minutes. You know what I mean? Taj gets in there and Sims gets no minutes, but he could have split some of the minutes with Sims. I mean, just for him to be a big body. Yeah, I see Sims. I watch him when he gets on the court. He does look a little uh clumsy. He doesn't know when a play is being formed and how to come off his man to make that to help out on defense. But it happens. He's young. If he's not going to know how to do that if he doesn't get the minutes. You know what I mean? And I think they could, especially when Noel's been down the whole year. You might as well say so. Sims right now should have been at least doing 12 minutes a game or something like that. Deuce McBride should have been playing at least 12 minutes a game, man. Something like that. If 8 minutes, both of them 8 minutes, they should be in there just to have the feel of the hardwood on their sneakers, just to know how it feels to be in there because all it takes is for one of them to come in there and have a hot night. You know what I mean? And now that 8 minutes goes to 22 minutes and we don't use the guys that's not really contributing.
Mm. So, yeah, so for some of the guys, like I said, we already know the jury's out on Tip, so that's a wrap right there. Obviously, that's a wrap. But do you think it's time to pull the plug on the season? Do you think we should just go ahead and just don't worry about the play-in and just go ahead and just switch it on up? What do you think, man? Do you think the season, like, do you think we still try to compete for the play-in, or do you think we should just go ahead and just scrap the season, let the last 24 games be about the development of the young cats?
Um, Play to win. I'm always down with play to win. And you still can play to win if you play the kids. It's realistically we only have two guys that we don't play extensive minutes, unless you mean tanking by sitting Randall down and giving Obi 30 minutes. If you mean tanking like
Fournier.
putting Fournier down and putting a Reddish in there for 28, 30 minutes. Okay, but that's still not, I mean, that's a soft tank. You can say that because these guys might be the players that we are looking to, suitor, I mean, these players might be the time for them to get those minutes, but I don't think Randall is going to be sitting down. Mitch is going to be out there. And when RJ comes back, he's going to be out there too. So, who else we really going to sit down? I mean, to implement to unless we do Deuce McBride, what I mean, but because I believe if you get on the court, you're still not mathematically out of this. It's 24 games. You just seen Brooklyn go on a 10-game losing streak. So could you imagine if the Hawks go on a 10-game losing streak, or if Washington goes on a 10-game losing streak, and we go on a 10-game winning streak? Hypothetically, I'm dream. I tell them I'm amazing. I want amazing. I want them to be amazing, and it's not. We're not mathematically out of it yet. Our loss ratio is bad. We 8 games under 500. You know what I mean? We have to chip away at those 8 games. and we need to get closer to 500 before the end of the season. If we get closer to 500, we have a better chance of succeeding these teams that's 2 and 3 games ahead of us.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Nia said pull a plug, play the youngsters and bench Evan and Kimba. Yeah, I definitely think the first one is Kimba. I think that should be a wrap right there. I think it should have been a wrap. I think one thing Ted Tyson did is brought him back when he put him back when he took him out of rotation. He should have left him out. I know he should have did that. You know. But not having Barrett and not having Rose is like I said, it's a tough thing, man. You know, but you know, like I said, I think the jury's out. So I would say the first thing you do is just let Kim and let McBride play. And I'm talking about when D Rose get back.
Mm-hmm.
Still let McBride play. I don't care if you start D Rose for 10, 15, 6, 5 minutes, or you start Deuce McBride. I just think it's the best way to go. I think if you start McBride, I think the Knicks will win more games with Kemba there.
I think they got a better chance.
I think McBride changes the Knicks dynamic. You start McBride in that team. Because, you know, like I said, I think what he gives us on the defense end and what he can do with the ball makes a big difference. I think they should have been did it. I think that anything I'm gonna take Tibbs. One thing I definitely think that I disagree that what he did this year, not playing Deuce McBride.
Facts.
I think that's if I want to get on about it, and I don't get on for a lot of things because you know I try to see things from both sides of the fence as a fan and as somebody who just looking at it from let's say a GM perspective, but also a fan perspective. When it comes to money, when it comes to this and that. That McBride thing killed me the most. I just thought that he should have gave that man some burn. Anybody can light up the G League the way he lighted the G League. Granted, the G League, but if he could do, even if he did what he was doing in the G League, he gave us an eighth of that, 1/3 of that, he would have been putting up probably 8 and 5. You know what I mean? 8 and 5 average. If he dropping 20, 25, 30 in the G League, shit, you'll be glad to get 8, 10 points a game from him and maybe 5 assists, 7 assists on up on this level. And I just thought that Tibbs didn't allow him to do that. And that's the only thing I was disappointed because I thought that too could change the game for the Knicks. Because I just know what type of basketball we like to play in New York. It was the grittiness, it was the toughness, locking their cats down, not letting people score on you. And then we didn't have that, and I think he would have made a difference there. You know what I mean? So that was my biggest gripe with Tibbs with that. But I think it is time to bench Kemba though. I know we should have been did it, but now we can't say what we should have, could have, like you said. But I think as we go forward now, he's not helping us he's not helping us win games. Shot Powers. It'd be different if we was 4-4, something like that. We are under 500 with Kemba Walker since he's been back. Way under 500 since Kemba Walker been back in that lineup. I think that's a no. It's a wrap with that.
Yeah, like the I was one of my people I talked to one of my boys at the job and stuff. I was joking with him, and he was joking with me. He said, "Yeah, he's a Chicago fan." He said, "Yeah," he said when Kimba had that week, the hot week that he had on the week, that's when y'all should have traded him. And that's when you should have put him up when he had that hot week. Y'all should have sat him the next 2 days and got somebody to suitor for him. He said that was the perfect time, and it may have been the perfect time, but right now, I mean, what's gonna happen now? You can't be no worse than what he did early in the season when he benched Kemba. If they bench him now, what's gonna matter now? Who's gonna say anything? Oh, Kemba's got benched again. We all knew it was coming, so it wasn't like something that we didn't know. So let's put him down and see if we can probably at least get Deuce some minutes. Let's see what Deuce could do, man. Deuce might be Deuce sanity. He might pull a Deuce sanity or something like that. You know what I mean? Come out and win 7 straight games. 7 straight games right now. Put us in the play-in. Most definitely 7 straight wins. Yeah, that put us in the play-in right now.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, you know what? A Deuce and that McBride backcourt wouldn't be a bad look for the Knicks.
Yeah, wouldn't be a bad look.
Wouldn't be a bad look. Cause you talking about a defense backcourt? What? Come on, man.
I mean, I was harping about that earlier when I thought this about talking about our future, way many streams ago. I was saying our backcourt may be Deuce and Grimes, man. That may be our 1 and 2 right there. You know what I mean? And I don't see that's not a bad 1-2 punch right there. And leave RJ right there on the three. No, that's not a bad 1-2 punch. So I mean, we'll never know until we see what happens. But I seen glimpse of him. I watched him in those G League games, man. And yeah, the players in the G League is not like the players in the NBA. True indeed.
Yeah.
But what he did to those players, I believe he could come here and at least do, like you said, 1/8. If he could do what Kimba does with better defense, I think we could have possibly won a couple of games instead of having Kimba in there.
Mhm.
Not throwing no shade on Kimba. I just think this guy, he can shoot, he can pass, and he grabs rebounds, and he's young. He got these long arms, and he likes to play defense. And a lot of those screens do that Kimba comes off, I don't think they'll come off those screens with McBride.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Esco, yeah, don't break it up. Hey, don't break nothing, Esco. Don't thought they don't run a buck with him, Esco. But you know what, man? Like I said, it's just a different season, disappointing season overall. So far, I mean, and let's just it was time to change it up. But I do think it starts at that point. I think that's been a detriment of this team the whole year. The point guard situation, whether it was losing Derrick Rose, playing Kimber Walker, putting Alex Burks there, none of it worked. We went 8-3 at one point in the season, and we come, and after that, what happened? I cannot tell you. Like the bottom fell out. You know what I mean? So I think that that's going to be the biggest issue in the off season. Going to be the point guard situation. Whether it's McBride, whether it's Rokas, I don't know who you bring him over here, give him an opportunity. I'm surprised. I'm disappointed that Lucas Sandwich got hurt. You know what I mean? Things like that. You know what I mean? This overall was a bad season for us, man, so far. And I just really hate that it went this way because we was really optimistic about this year. And I really thought we had a good team down here. But I didn't know it was going to go this way. You know what I mean? So but as a Knicks fan, we've been through this already. It's nothing new under the sun for us. You know what I mean? We've been through it. Expectations run high. And then we crash and burn. You know what I mean? So let's see how the season play out. Hopefully, the young guys get in here and make a difference. Even if we don't get in the end of the season on a good note with the young guys, let them play, and at least end the season on a good note. You know what I mean? That's all. We not. I'm not counting the buyout out. I'm not counting us not getting the buy-in by no means. I'm going to keep believing until we mathematically out of it. But right now, it don't look good. Like somebody said earlier, we can't even beat the Orlando's of the world. Can't beat the Oklahoma City Thunders of the world. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? But that then again, like I said, these older guys, man, they got their money. See, why you think RJ hungry because he haven't got his money? Why you think Grimes hungry because he haven't got his money? Without them, the guys, why you think Cam Reddish hungry because he haven't got his money? But look at all the guys who got their money. Why you think Mitchell Robinson hungry? He haven't got his money. You know what I mean? But now look at Fournier and these guys, man, they got their bag. They good. They secured. And sometimes when you get too comfortable when you secure, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I got no worries. I got my money. I'm good. But sometimes, not saying that's the reason why, that they're not giving the effort, but they're not giving it their all. This season, this been like a real up and down season. We had more valleys than peaks, Shaw Powers. You know what I mean? We had more valleys than peaks this year. And that's just a tale of the season. More valleys than peaks. We want peaks instead of valleys, but we had a lot of valleys this year, man. And it was always about getting down before you get up. And you can't win in the NBA like that. You can't always get down to get up. You know what I mean? You got to get up and stay up. And we just haven't had the opportunity. We didn't take advantage of that this year. So, hopefully, this the tide turn, man. Like I said, I gotta stay optimistic, man. I really have no choice because I'm just a positive thinking person anyway. I know reality sets in. No matter how positive you may be, reality do sit in. But still, that's just who I am as a person. So I'm always gonna every night I watch the Knicks, I'm gonna hope they win. You know what I mean? Not that don't mean they're gonna win, but I'm gonna hope they win. You know, you ask me any game, any night, I'm think the Knicks gonna win. I think they're gonna win because I just think that we got players down there who could win, but it's not coming to fruition. Like I said, hopefully tonight we try to pull out a W and get at it, man. To go in there and play Brooklyn, at least have some pride about your city. Go in there against Brooklyn tonight. Go play hard and see if you can win that game. You know what I mean? Because they down four they key players. You know what I mean? You got to try to go in there and compete and play hard. Julius Randle ain't no excuse tonight. You know what I mean? Fournier ain't no excuse tonight. You know what I mean? I know Robertson gonna come to play. You know, and I know Grimes gonna come to play. I'm just hope that Burks and Quickly and Obi don't come to play tonight.
Those the ones.
And they give us a good effort, man. They give us a good effort, and we try to win this game tonight. I mean, I'm never going there. I don't want Knicks to lose no games. I'm just not that dude. You know what I mean? I believe when you play to win the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm hoping that they go in there tonight and win this game and get it popping and get a win. We just got to get a win, man. You know, I don't want to see it go 0-24. You know, to me, that's disappointing to me. I mean, I just don't believe it. I don't believe in that. I believe you go hard every night. Win or lose, you go hard. Even if you lose, go hard losing. That's what Knicks fans want. They can take losing if you go hard. You know what I mean? If you're going to lose, go down hard, man. Just don't be giving up games. So let's hopefully tonight we win tonight, but at least go out there and play hard, man, and let the chip fall where they may.
Yeah, that's more on the lines of how I understand a tank. I don't care who's out there. If you're playing hard and you lose, then you lose, you know. And if no matter who's out there on the court, and you know, we got some things. We still kind of in it. I know as a Knicks fan, I'm hurting these last couple of games that they lost. I'm sitting there, I'm rallied up. I'm then I'm like, oh man, like, oh really? So I understand how us Knicks fans feel. Keep hope alive, man. Look for that hope. Let's hope we get this lightning in the bottle. Yeah, D Rose comes back. He may not be D Rose may come back and he by himself. No, he's not no Michael Jordan. No, he's not a big play like that or something like that, you know. But he's gonna come in here and he's gonna want to win. I know when we get down in the fourth quarter, he's gonna be in that lineup in the fourth quarter. I know in that fourth quarter, he's going to the hole to win. He's gonna shoot the ball like he wants to win. You know, something that we haven't had that much from our point guards this year. You know, from our Burks. I mean, not let's take away from Burks. From our Kemba and our IQ. You know what I mean? The guys that's kind of been holding us down as our point guards this year. You know what I mean? He's not going to play like that. You know what I mean? He's going to play to win. All he wants to do is play to win. So, I mean, I'm optimistic, like you said, Devon. I'm a Knicks fan. I think they're gonna win 82 games every year. I thought this year they was gonna win 50 and 50 plus. And you know, I mean, we still could get 50 plus, right? I mean, no, we can't, right? We got 25. What we
for 49? No, we're about 49. If you
were 49.
Yeah, we can cancel that one right there. Huh? You know, man. You know what? Hey, I'm glad you gotta have some humor and all this stuff, man. And we got. You know, we gotta keep our spirits up some way, man.
Yeah, man. You gotta be hopeful, man. These guys can do it, man.
Because you know what, we've been through this, man. Like I said, last year was the one time in 8-9 years we had a chance to say, damn. You know what I mean? We see the playoffs. You know, we did this. So yeah, you know, I get it, man. And I understand why everybody feel, man. I really do, man. You know, everybody got to right the way they feel it. You know what I mean? We just disappointed all around for everybody. You know what I mean? Not only, you know, I mean, it's even disappointing for them. Imagine how they feel. You know what I mean? You see how we feel. Imagine how the Knicks team feel. They know the season was disappointing so far. You know what I mean? They probably feeling just as bad as we are. You know what I mean? And because they competitors, man. You know what I mean? They in the business to compete. And but you know, it just didn't go the way they wanted to go. But I tell you what, let's just take the next 5 games and see how close we is, you know, toward the playing at the next 5 games. You say the next 5 games that we pretty much too far away from the play-in, then you scrap the season. But I would say for now, let's try to see if we can in the next 5 games. Let's see if we can stay competitive in the next 5 games. And maybe it might be if we won in 1 game or 2 games out with 19 games left, it might be a different story. You know what I mean? But if not, then know it. Let Tibb throw the young guys in there. Let them guys play all 19 of the remaining games. Let them cats get that good energy because they're playing against some good teams. What a way to go out in your rookie season with 19 games left playing against some of the best teams in the league. That don't groom you for next year, then nothing will. So, yeah, you're right, man. Let's see what Tibb do tonight. And let's see if we can get this thing popping, man. Let's at least go ahead and give it to Brooklyn tonight. Go out and handle it, man. I'm quite sure they went in the locker room the other day. They had to be feeling some type of way to let OKC coming in without SGA, without Lou Dort. Yeah, I know D cool, man. I you know what? That just I understand, brother. I can't expect everybody to be optimistic like me, but I've been seeing it for so long since 1978, man. I'm just that type of person, like period, brother. I guess that's just who I am. I'm an optimist. Not only Nick basketball, my life in general. I'm an optimist. I never think negative about too many things because nothing that's really negative going on in my life. So I try not to deal with all that. You know what I mean? I just try to look for the brighter side of things because that's what I am. You know what I mean? That's just who I am as a human being. And sometimes the sun come out, sometimes it rain. I don't know, but I'm always positive, man. Always optimistic. I ain't got too much of that in me. You know what I mean? So, but I understand everybody else do. I get it. I mean, but I'm going to try to stay optimistic about this thing, man, because we really need it, man. You know what I mean? I think I gotta be that one to take the beating for the crew. You know what I mean?
Take
I
one
gotta
on
be
the
the one to
chin.
take the beating for the crew. You know what I mean? So, but you guys, man, y'all guys know that. Y'all know in reality, I know in reality, and I know it's looking dim right now for the Knicks. I know I get that, brother. Don't think that I don't see the light there. I mean, I do see it. I'm just trying to keep you guys engaged, man. Don't lose hope right now because we still got 24 games to go. I'm with you guys, man. Tibbs need to throw some of the young guys in there. Like I said, when Obi got it going, I don't care about no Randall. Obi got it going. What difference does it make if Obi in there or Randall? They both got it going. So you can leave Obi in there if he got it going. That's just resting Julius Randall more. And that's real talk. So like the other game against OKC, Obi Toppin had it going. He should have left Obi Toppin in there at least for another 5 minutes. You know what I
At
mean?
least
And
he
then
brung
left
it.
for another 5 minutes and then brought Julius Randle back in. But I understand why Obi Toppin was frustrated. I mean, you got drafted to a situation to a spot where you play power forward, and the cat you playing behind is a double 20-point game scorer. It's tough for him, man. Sometimes you wish Obi would have went to a team where like Orlando, where he could have grew with the team because they wasn't looking to be in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And they'd have had guys come in front of them. He get drafted to a situation where you got a guy in front of you just got the bag. You know what I mean? That's tough to do, man. And then I think that Fournier and Kemba Walker thing, I just thought they shouldn't have did that. Now with hindsight is 2020, but now that you look at on it, I definitely think the Kemba Walker thing was that. If you want to say anything was a failure this year, you cannot tell me that Kemba Walker signing was a complete disaster. It was a failure, not because of him as a person. Like I said, I'm not disrespecting Kemba Walker as a person. I'm talking about what the fit with
His
the
game.
yeah, with the team. That was a disaster. That you gambled on something. You took a gamble. That was a gamble. And then the gamble didn't pay off for it. Fournier, the beginning of the season, made it seem like it was a disaster. He's playing good now, but that wasn't the call for me, man. So, like I said, that was $28 million. You could have done that $28 million.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That's what makes that disappointing to me. You could have got $28 million. You could have got some good things for that.
Sure could have. I mean, there's a whole lot of things out on the market, and a couple of players that sounded like they wanted to come here, but they did go. And like I always say, man, when Fournier came here in the beginning of the year, I was like, oh, Fournier. I was like, all right, Fournier, he's pretty good. He could shoot. He could light a game up, man. I remember in the playoffs, he was getting busy. He was hot, man. He was smoking. I wasn't, man, when he went to the Olympics, he was getting busy and stuff like that. So, I was like, all right, Fournier, he ain't that bad. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. We had another chance to get a couple of other players, man. And with those other players that you see now, they kind of lighten it up. One is hurt, but there's a couple of players that we could have got that could have changed our season and stuff like that. But it coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know what I mean? These guys, Fournier's playing some ball now. He didn't have a good game last game, but he's playing some ball now. He's starting to look a lot better than he was in early in this season and stuff like that. Our clutch right now is that point guard position, man. And like you said, it was like a roll of a dice with Kimba. Let's see what happens with Kimba. And it hasn't worked out that great this year. You know what I mean? And so it might be time to sit Kemba down and or cut his minutes real short, or whatever you want to do with him. But we need to see if we want to see young guys, and I know the young guy that I want to see, the only one that I haven't really seen kind of consistent this year is Deuce McBride. I think Reddish is he didn't get a lot of minutes last game, but he's in there now. He's starting to get some minutes. And Obi's out there, IQ's out there, when RJ's there, he's out there, Mitch is out there. I mean, those are some of our young guys right there. That's majority of our young guys, the young guys that I would like to see, especially after these next couple of games. If we go 0-4 in these next 4 games or something like that, then it's time to see Sims and Deuce to see what they could do together. You know what I mean?
I'm with D Nice on that one, man. Minute redistributed to save the season. D Nice, you're 100% right on that.
Yeah,
he's 100% right on that. That's all he need to do.
That's all he do.
He need to do that. D Nice, good chat there, man. All y'all chats are good. I'm at that one. I'm just saying because it's there. Yeah, man. He definitely need to do that, man. The redistribution of minutes. I think that makes a difference, man. And granted, we lose on RJ. We miss RJ. We know how much he means to the team. We missing some good players, man. But he dead right on that. You got to redistribute the minutes. I think to me the first biggest thing is just sit Kemba Walker down. I just think that's it. I think you sit Kemba Walker down. And regardless of which way you go, whether you bring McBride in or not, but at least Cam Reddish going to get at least 20, 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? McBride going to get at least 20. I'm not McBride, Grind going to get 20, 25 minutes. I just think Kemba Walker is a big thing. His minutes he need to allocate them somewhere else. I think the Knicks organization, the Knicks coaches, the Knicks fans need to accept the fact that Kemba Walker just not it for us. He just not it. And just go from there. Sit him down, and now you can get him 24 minutes to somebody else. You know what I mean? And that's the way it got to go to me. I just think that should have been that solved a lot of problems. I mean, like I said, no pun intended, no disrespect to Kemba Walker whatsoever. But either if you're not going to be in a buyout, then you know what? Then sit him down the rest of the year. Sat him down at the beginning of the year, so it can't hurt the feelings that much. He sat him down at the beginning, you took him out of the rotation, but we'll take him out again and save the need for somebody else next year. So you get him in the trade deadline. Next year, when the other do some sign and trade, maybe you can trade him next year to keep him healthy. Sit him out the rest of the season, Shop Howard. Sit him out the rest of the season. And then going into next year, he got a whole summer, the rest of the legs and knees. Then when we go into the off season, you try to trade him.
Yeah. I mean, another thing Tibbs could do is to, he kind of runs like this 9-man rotation. Yeah, only thing you got to do is open it up a little bit with put some extra minutes on it. You open it up and put a 10, 11-man rotation, Even if you start Kemba 2, 3, 4 minutes and we don't see Kemba no more tonight, the rest of those 20-something minutes could go to somebody else. If Burks ain't really working out hard or Fournier ain't really not hot that night, then you sit him down and somebody else can get that extra 12, 15 minutes that they're sitting down and stuff like that. So, we'll see what happens. And I mean, these next couple of games is definitely going to tell what we're going to do, because I believe Tibbs wants to win. Even though we've been losing, I believe Tibbs wants to win. And I know Tibbs is going to try to put a team on the floor that he believes in. More than likely, it may be 1 or 2 of the veterans, more of the veterans in there than some of the younger guys. But, we'll see what happens in these next couple of games, man. The next 4 games or so, 4 or 5 games, man, will really tell us where we're going to go and which way we're going to move to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, the game, pretty soon we'll get up out of here, ready to get it popping. But before we get up out of here, I'm gonna have to say it again. I'm gonna have to go again. Knicks 110. Brooklyn 102, 110, 102.
That's a
I'm
good
going
one.
Knicks 110, 102 tonight.
Yeah,
Shocking.
I'm kind of right there with you. I'm 107 to 99. I'm right
Yep,
there
yep.
with you. Yeah, 107 99. So
Okay.
I
Yeah,
I,
real
I think
talk.
we could get this game tonight, man. I think we come out with some pace and we figure out who we're gonna be our point guard tonight and hold the fourth quarter down, man. That's what we got to do. Hold first and third quarters is yeah, I love to say that, but this fourth quarter has been our detriment these last couple of games. We need to get in this fourth quarter and score some points, man.
Yeah, yeah, real talk. Before we get out of here for the chat, Nick's 1 year anniversary. A lot of people I want to just give flowers to for being part of this thing from day one. My man BX Sports Jedi down there, who's, when I started the show, he was out here with me for a while. To
Yes,
BX
sir.
Sports Jedi, thank you for being part of Nick's Real Talk. CT, the Streets of Butler, thank you for being part of this. Everybody, man, I got to give a shout out to the Power Father Sim, Nothing But Knicks. That's where I started my joint down there, man, being a panel member down on Nothing But Knicks with Sim and them guys, man. Then I branched off and did my thing and everything like that, man. So salute to the Power Father, Tone Crow, everybody down there, Queens Court, Isaiah, all you guys, Kevin, everybody down in
Andy.
Andy, everybody, man, down on NBK. That was a great family down there, man. They always embedded in my heart. There's some good people down there. Like I said,
Kev.
members, KJ, everybody,
Yes,
my man,
sir.
Sean Powell, the chat, Steve Nice, everybody. Thank y'all for being part of this, man. All the guys who've been part of it for the first year. It's always a process of the maturation. I'm finished my rookie year. I'm about to go into my second year, man. There's gonna be some more beautiful things to come on Next Real Talk as this thing grow and get better. I started getting more wiser with what I do, get more creative. The show gonna keep going on, man, going into year two. I wish it would have been a more better year for the Knicks. We'd have had a lot more to talk about. But overall,
Facts.
man, I'm really excited about the Knicks Real Talk platform. Being able to get a Knicks community some content to be able to talk about our Knicks fans, man, our Knicks team, and win or lose, we ride or die with them. You know what I mean? That's how we get down. We ride or die with the Knicks. You know what I mean? And that's always. Hopefully, we got another 24 games to try to get a little bit of good feeling about the team, man. And I just want to thank all you guys, man, truly for coming on, man, supporting the content creation here. And as I get older, get wiser, I'm gonna try to get more and more better. And we will, man. My man, Sean Power, salute. Real talk, man. Thank y'all for coming in. And like I said, you guys are the best. Frank Matos, man. Frank was
Facts.
here from day one with me, man. Frank, thank you for being part of the family. From day one, Frank Matos, West Palm Beach, always represented Knicks Real Talk. But it's been a good year, man. It's been a good year, a fun year. Just unfortunately right now we're not what we want to be as an organization, but that's all right. We get there. We got a lot of one day I'm happy about South Power. We got a lot of good young talent down there that's waiting to blossom. Hopefully Tid get and let the guys just let them go ahead and let the flowers grow, man. Let them branch out and do their thing. We got some good players down there. I'm looking forward to them going through the rest of the season. And let's still try to fight and get in this thing though, man. Yeah, man, real talk, Frank. I'm starting to miss you, man, but we'll see you, man. Even though the All-Star game here, I'm still gonna jump on a couple of days between the All-Star game. We're gonna keep it moving. We create some content. Any Nick news out there, some buyout stuff come out, we'll jump on, talk about it. We just talk about what's moving forward, what's gonna happen with the Knicks, man. Let's just hope we stay in this thing here and try to get a W tonight. And get it popping, man. But thanks, like I said, thanks again. Knicks Real Talk 1 year anniversary. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm gonna keep going. Me and Shop Power to hold it down. I appreciate
Hold
the
it
brother
down.
joining the panel, joining the family. Shop, appreciate you, brother. Real talk, man. It's all good. So
Yo, let me say this, man. Divine. I never thought I'd be doing, getting on podcasts and doing all this stuff, that we've been doing for the last couple of these last episodes, man. And from day one when I met you, man, it's been on and popping, you know what I mean? And I'm just glad that we got a chance to meet. We got numbers with each other. We conversate and stuff like that off of this line, off of the podcast. And I'm here with you, man. So whatever you need from me, whatever you want to do, let's get it. You know what I mean?
yes, sir.
Salute to this fly panel that we be having out here. Frank, salute to you with coming on with all your great stats and all that stuff like that.
Facts.
All the guys that come here, Jarvis and Elton Lee and D Ross and Pudge Nice and it's so many more names that I can't get off of my brain right now, but off the top of my head, those guys right there, you know, right here in this thing, and let's keep it together. As KJ say, tell a friend to 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 tell a friend, and let's keep it popping, and let's keep it popping. You know what I mean?
Hey, Nick's Real Talk. We ain't going nowhere. We in the building each and every day, each and every way. Like I said, to the most powerful chat in the business.
Word up.
So this is 1 year anniversary. I'm excited. I'm happy that y'all kept coming in and kept supporting. Some come, some stay. It's understandable. Nick's Real Talk is not for everybody. You know what I mean? But everybody's welcome. It might not be for you, but you're welcome. You know what I mean? Come on in, man. We here. We talking Knicks. We one big family, one big community. So let's try to go down here and smoke Brooklyn. We need to. If we win any game tonight, we need to win this one. I ain't trying to lose against Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I don't care. You know what I mean? This is New York. This is New York Knick Town, man. Let's remember that. This is New York Knicks City. The New York City Gritty Committee run this city, man. We ain't letting Brooklyn get that off. I don't care who y'all got here. This is Knick Town. Let's get it popping. But yo, man, y'all enjoy that game. Like I said, man, I'll see y'all in a couple of days. Whether we all start breaking out, we're gonna get it in, get it popping. But the good thing about it, our team get to have a week off, and hopefully they can find themselves before it's too late. They get to bring down, get refocus themselves, and that'll be popping. Yeah, my man Frank, 111, 108 close. I had 110, 102.
I'm right in the realm. I'm in the realm.
But yeah, y'all enjoy it. Thanks for coming in. Now I see you casting a couple of days, man. Y'all check out the notifications. Let's go get it popping, man. Shout Power Divine. I got Frank Mato, Jarvis, D, man, our Aboriginal running back in the day.
Cool.
But glad to see you, my brother. That means you're still well, you're living, you're doing good. D Nice, my man. May the 4th, salute. Let's go get it popping. New York Knicks. We needed my man Nia Walker. Nia, salute to you. Esco. Everybody, man.
Well,
Taz, Fabian in the building tonight, man. Let's go get this W, man. We need it. Keith Turner, thank you, my brother Keith. Sam Hope, you know how we do. Will,
let's do it.
Super Argo, everybody, man. Let's go get this thing for the Knicks. Let's go get it for the community tonight. We got to smoke Brooklyn tonight, man. I ain't trying to hit them cats, man. They're getting on my nerve. Charlie King, salute. Like I said, Sam, everybody, big task again. Salute y'all, man. Y'all enjoy the night. And my man Nick P, salute to you, my brother. Let's go get it. Fabian, everybody. We out of here. Shout Powell, I'll talk to you later, my brother. I'll hit you up.
You already know.
And everybody enjoy the game, man. I'll see y'all later, brother. Peace.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.